From Little Havana, just west of downtown Miami, we've got baseball from Marlins Park. Tonight, we wrap up this 3-game series between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Miami Marlins. It's going to be a premier pitching matchup. Two of the league's hardest throwers go head-to-head next. Jose Arena gets the starting assignment for the Fish in this matchup. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, one of the things this guy does really well, neutralize the left-handed hitters. On the season, lefties are hitting under 250 against this guy, so whatever he's doing against lefties, it certainly works.
Standing in, William Lee, and we are set for baseball here this evening.
William Lee.
First pitch on its way. Swinging a ball line softly down the line in right. Foul. The windup and the 0-1. And he goes with the pitch here and drives it the other way to deep right. And he's going to have room to put this one away, and that's the first out. With that, here's the starting lineup for the visiting Philadelphia Phillies. What's the key for them tonight, D-Row?
Well, Matty, we know this is a pitcher's park. The numbers bear it out. Look for the managers to play a part in this one. Hopefully the guys listened in the hitters meeting. They're going to stay up the middle, big part of the yard. But when they get on, look for some wheels in motion, some execution, trying to manufacture some runs. I think that's how this lineup will play it out.
Here's the first pitch to him. And the slider stayed low, apparently, for a ball. Head-to-head with Jose Arena. Just a couple of matchups, no hits in 2 at-bats. To short, hit hard. Oh, and he can't come up with it. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely.
Nice effort by the shortstop right there. Kept it in front of him. That's all he could do right there, Dan.
You know, Dero, in a spot like that, that's an infield single. That's a tough play. Just to knock that ball down was a pretty good job. But any way you look at it, that should be scored a base hit, and I'm sure it was.
He's set. Here it comes. Now a ball grounded foul over toward the coaching box. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. And there's ball 1. So let's take a peek at the officiating crew in this one. Behind the plate is Kenny Jansen.
You know, Kenny Jansen, Dero, he's kind of hard to figure out. Doesn't give a lot on the edges. He'll make you bring the ball into that plate.
Yeah, Dan, Kenny Jansen is definitely consistent, and he'll reward pitchers around the knees. But on the edges right there, sometimes it's hit or miss.
Ground ball sent back up the middle. And there's out number 2. But he'll put this in his pocket and be content with just the 1 out.
Batting fourth, left fielder.
And now it will be the cleanup spot for the Phillies. Rhys Hoskins. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. Here comes the first pitch. Hit hard on the ground towards second. And the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit.
There's a hard hit ground ball. Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right there, Dan. Sent it back right where it came from.
Into the box, Aaron Altair will swing and lift the ball foul off to the left and out of play. We'll check in with an average still south of 230. 1 home run and 3 driven in. Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch. Oh, and a good tight slider there, and he's in command, 0-2.
Well, he's in a bit of hot water in this first inning, but if he can start throwing his slider effectively like that, he has a lot better chance of settling into this game.
Hernandez at second. Hoskins on at first with 2 down. Good waste pitch, 1-2.
Okay, so now is where I think you pull the string. Throw the El Cambio up there. Hasn't seen it yet, and I think he's set up for it right here.
Ready on 1-2. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Phillies leave a couple. Now the Marlins will see what they can do. No score. Jake Arrieta is ready to go as he's on the mound for the Phils. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, Matt, coming on now to pitch is former NL Cy Young Award winner Jake Arrieta. Good fastball, 95 to 97. Great overhand curveball and a straight changeup. Former Cy Young Award winner. If he brings his A game, it's going to be a long night for the hitters.
Stepping in now is the leadoff man Cameron Maybin as he'll get us started here in the home half of the first. A ball and no strikes. These Phillies, as they enter play here tonight, fellas, they're definitely in a nice stretch as they've won 6 of their last 7 ball games.
Hey, thanks, Matty. Hey, you know what, D-Roll? Try to get on a kind of a little mini winning streak here. Losing the first game of this series, winning game 2, and hopefully winning this series by pulling one out here today.
Yeah, Dan, they were able to shower that first loss off in the first game of this series and had a nice bounce-back game yesterday. Let's see if they can steal the series right here.
The pitch. Count still at 1-2.
That wasn't a terrible pitch right there, but if he's going to execute and get this swing and a miss, he's going to have to get that ball a little bit further down, maybe even potentially bounce the next one.
Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good eye to lay off the slider there, and he works it to full 3-2 here.
Boy, not what you want coming out of the gate as a pitcher, right? You don't want to have to show all of your pitches this early on in the game, but that's a quality at bat. And what does it make you do as a pitcher? You have to use a lot of your pitches, and the more pitches a hitter sees, the better chance they have to make good contact.
And a good battle continues as this ball's chopped foul at the plate, and the count remains 3-2. Liner towards second. Well, this will be taken in at second base. Good positioning for the first out. Time now for a glance at the Marlins lineup card in this one. What's the key for a home victory tonight, Dero?
Yeah, Matty, what I want you to focus on is the fact that this team does not like to run. Very station to station. It's going to take a couple of hits to score runs with this offense. They swing the bats well, but they don't put any pressure on the defense as far as base running.
Up next from Miami, JT Realmuto, and you see that average below the dreaded Mendoza line. Arrieta gets the sign. Here's the first pitch. Here's a strike.
0-1's the count.
The windup and the 0-1. Behind 0-2 now. Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone.
You hear that phrase, climb the ladder, all the time, and that's pretty much what he did right there. When you change the hitter's eye level with each pitch in that at-bat, it becomes very hard for him to adjust and put the bat on the ball. He made that strikeout look real easy.
Into the box now, Justin Bour. He's definitely a long ball threat, currently 3rd in the National League in that category. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Looks at a sinker on the outside corner. And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. 2 balls and a strike to Bohr. 2 out, nobody on. Swung on, but fouled off to the left. And a half-hearted swing there as they tie him up inside for the 3rd strike, and the inning is over. Miami down in order, and this is still a 0-0 ball game. Into the box now, Carlos Santana. He'll start things out in the top half of the 2nd.
Carlos Santana.
Here comes the first pitch. Takes a knee-high fastball. Well, fans of good pitching are in for a treat today. What can we expect from today's matchup, guys?
I know everyone loves the long ball, Matty, but this is why I pay the price of a ticket right here. 2 of the game's best, 2 of the hardest throwers compete at the top of their game. Dan, you have to love this stuff.
You know, D-Row, we thought coming into this one it was going to be a low-scoring affair. Both of these pitchers look like they're locked in early, and runs are going to be really difficult to come by. They both look like they're on point so far.
Oh, and he hammers it to deep right field. Ranging back is Maben. Gone to lead off the inning. Oye, como va. It's a solo home run for Carlos Santana. 4th home run for him on the season, and the Phillies grab a 1-0 lead.
Well, if you're going to give up a towering blast to one of the best players in their lineup, it's better to do it with no one on base. It stings, sure, but a solo shot isn't going to be the deciding factor in a game.
Batting 7.
Stepping in now, Michael Franco. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. A swing and a miss just out in front of that fastball. Here it comes, 0-2. And he missed with it. It's 1-2. Base is empty here with nobody out. Hit to short. On to first, so a good bounce back pitch there as he gets the ground ball for the first out.
Check out the Miami Marlins on defense. And guys, when I've been looking at the numbers on this starting pitcher, what really jumps out on me is the fact that he doesn't strike a ton of guys out, which means he's got to execute. He's got to use those 17 inches in, out, up, and down. He's going to have his defense behind him, and they better be on their toes because a lot of balls are going to be put in play in this one.
So next to the plate for the Phils, Andrew Knapp is back in the starting lineup for this one after sitting out last night's game. And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike, 0-1. Phillies have an early 1-0 lead here in inning number 2. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. Lifted the other way to left center. On the run is Brinson. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away. Next to hit will be the pitcher, Jake Arrieta, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Looks at a changeup right over the middle.
Not too often you see a changeup come across at 88 miles an hour on the gun. Still effective when you're throwing a fastball in the high 90s, though.
Now a changeup in on the hands that evens it at 1-1. 2-1. Now the 2-1. Will not catch the zone. Ball 3.
Well, he really needs to make this guy swing the bat right here. He's not the type of hitter you want to dance around with.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And it's up to a 3-2 full count now. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and the inning is over. But the Phillies strike first on this solo home run. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's now 1-0 Philadelphia. So here's the cleanup hitter for Miami, Starlin Castro. And he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Lays off 1-0. The 1-0 home is looked at for the first strike. No contact there, and it's 1-2.
He's gone to the well with that pitch 3 times in a row. I'm interested to see if he changes it up right here.
And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
Time to take a look at the Philly D. And let's take a look at first baseman Carlos Santana. Originally came up from the minors as a catcher. Also has dabbled at DH. But don't get it twisted. This guy can handle first base as well with soft hands and big-time power at the plate.
Martin Prado now. He was a perfect 4 for 4 in last night's game. First pitch on its way. And that slider's almost in the dirt. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And this one runs a little too far in. Ball 2.
I don't blame him for not coming over the heart of the plate. He circled this guy on the lineup card when he got to the yard today. He's been swinging one of the hotter bats in the game.
Swing and a little tapper. That winds up foul for the second strike. The 2-2 is looked at, and the count moves full.
That pitch was way down on 2-2, but give the hitter some credit there. Sometimes with 2 strikes, you're more off to expand the strike zone, but he didn't and held off on that one that wasn't even close.
He loses him on ball 4.
Yeah, well, when a guy's swinging the bat as well as he's been, this is a smart move. No reason to tempt fate out there.
Ready now for the Marlins, Lewis Brinson, and he's hoping to get things going at the plate. It's been a bit of a struggle for him in recent games. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And the changeup is way low that time.
The intent with that changeup away was one thing and one thing only. Get a double play ball. Nice job to lay off it at the plate, though.
Let's go. Wait for the pitch.
The 1-0 delivery. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner. Here's the 1-1. Now the big overhand curveball makes him swing and miss. Ready on 1 and 2. And the slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Arrieta sets. 2-2 on its way. Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
Oh, man, he's been absolutely getting overmatched at the plate the last couple of games. That's his 5th strikeout in this series alone. So clearly this pitching staff, they figured out how to attack this guy. We'll see if he can make any adjustments.
And next to the plate will be J.T. Riddle. This is hit the other way out toward left field. And Franco will make the catch to retire the side. 1 left for Miami. They still trail 1-0. Digging in to try it again, William Lee. 0 for 1 here in the early going.
Center fielder, William Lee.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And a fastball just a bit up.
Counts 1-0.
The 1-0 home. Is a fastball that misses. Lee, an imposing right-handed figure at 6'4" tall. This is his first year at the big league level. Now the 2-0 home. Too high. And it's 3-0.
Ball 3 to a leadoff hitter that can run. Not the greatest way to start this right here. I think right now you really have to start pouring some pitches into that strike zone.
A 3-1 count to the Phillies left fielder. Into the corner and slicing foul. The next 3-2. A little bouncer, but it rolls foul, so we'll have another payoff pitch. He'll try it again. 3-2. And he swings on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate.
Hey, I'm biased to the hitter right now. Keep frustrating that pitcher. Foul 12 of these things off. He's going to miss over the heart of the plate at some point.
And he lays off there, ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here to begin inning number 3.
And don't forget, he lost his last time out, so he wants to get off on the right foot here. The last thing he wanted was to walk the leadoff man.
Digging in for his second at-bat, Alexi Amarista. First pitch of the at-bat. No balls and 1 strike. Fastball misses inside. It's even at 1. Here's a look over to first, and he'll be back in standing up. And it's fouled away.
I know it's a guessing game, but usually when you flip that coin, it better come up fastball at this level. You cannot be late right there. That was right in the wheelhouse.
Hit on the ground down the first baseline. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. Pulled toward right center field. Long run for the right fielder. One away. Digging in the switch hitter, Cesar Hernandez. Reached by way of a fielder's choice his first time around. First delivery to him on the way. Leaves a slider up high, but it's taken for a strike. The 0-1 delivery. A fastball that just misses inside. Just a bit high that time as he misses for a ball. Runners on first with one down. And a neck-high fastball that time.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the runner moving here on that 3-2 pitch. With only one out, but this guy at the plate swings the bat really well, so it's likely he'll put the ball in play if it's a pitch worth swinging at.
And the payoff pitch. He's running. Full count still. Lee leads off first with one away. Sliced hard down the left field line. That gets down. He's got himself a base hit. And they'll have runners at second and third following the one-out double.
The good news for pitchers in this park is that it doesn't give up many home runs. A lot of room in the outfield. Sometimes that's the bad news as well, though, because there's a lot of space for hits to get down and to go for extra bases just like that.
And that'll bring up the Sacramento product, Rhys Hoskins. Ball one to start the at-bat. Second and third here, one man out. Lays off a fastball that doesn't miss by much, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear they don't want to challenge this guy right here, but working around a guy can come back to bite you at times.
The 2-0. A swing and a miss. That's the first strike.
Hey, boys, you talk about getting your A swing off. That's what it looks like right there. A guy with massive power letting it eat.
And there's one well above the zone for a ball. Aaron Altair is on deck. Set. Here's the 3-1. And a fastball misses there. Ball four.
And this is the kind of thing that's been happening to him all season long. He'll cruise for a while, hitting his spots, and all of a sudden the wheels come off and he struggles. We'll see if he can recover here.
At the plate, Aaron Altair looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Here's the first pitch to him. And that one just missed outside.
2 walks in this inning already, so he can't expect to stay out there much longer if he puts somebody else on. We'll see if he can find it.
Bases are loaded here, one man out. And 2-0 now as this misses below the knees. Ready with the 2-0. Turned on down the line. But this will get foul. 2-1. Hit hard on the ground to second. Oh, terrible bounce, and it goes right by him. 1 run is scored. He pulls into third safely as they also score a pair of runs on the play.
Yeah, with the bases loaded, he didn't walk a run in, so instead he makes the cardinal mistake of putting it right in the heart of the plate. And when you do that, you're going to pay the price, and that's exactly what happens with a 2 RBI double.
Here's Carlos Santana now, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. Perhaps he can drive another one out of the park just like he did back in the second. One ball and 1 strike to the Phillies first baseman.
This inning hasn't gone the way he wanted it to, but it's not a total disaster yet. Sometimes pitching is about damage control, so if he can strand these guys out there, that would be pretty huge.
Hit hard down the right field line, but foul. The 1-2. And a slider is way low, but a good job there to knock this one down. Still even at 2-2.
He was able to foul that one off, but you could tell he was definitely late. That breaking ball, the pitch before that heater right there, definitely threw his timing off.
He got him, and it'll probably take a base hit now to get that runner across from third.
Now batting, third baseman, Michael.
So stepping in, Michael Franco. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Back up the middle. And a good effort on the dive that time, but this will get by him for a base hit. And the second run will score as well.
Boy, talking about having ducks on the pond right there, D-Rose.
I know everybody wants to hit a home run. Those are the ones you remember. But without question, Dan, 2 out, 2 RBI knocks with runners in scoring position right there. You remember these knocks.
Into the box now, Andrew Knapp, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Here comes the 0-1. And now this is served out to left off the end of the bat. And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit. Oh, and he has some trouble with it.
The pitcher, number 40, Jake Arrieta.
Now to the plate, the pitcher, Jake Arrieta. He hits here in a spot where he might be able to put this one out of reach.
Yeah, Matt, down 5, another run across here could very well put the nail in the coffin. Mentally, they might still feel like they've got a shot if they can get out of this jam, though.
Let's sit him down right here.
First offering on its way. 0-1 the count. Set. Here's the 0-1. Took a wave at one around the shins with no luck.
Hey, I know it's the pitcher at the plate, but he's going to grind it out right here. He's got a chance to help himself, and nothing's a bigger backbreaker to a team than watching the pitcher drive in a run.
Trying to send him packing for the second time. And a fastball just a bit high.
Well, tried to throw a high fastball right by him there. Didn't work, but now we'll see if that sets up some different options. Wouldn't be surprised to see a good slider down and away right here.
And he strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. 9 men come to the plate, 4 score. We'll move on to the bottom of inning number 3. It's the Phillies 5 and the Marlins nothing. Stepping into the box, number 12. And his guys have quite a hill to climb. Down 5-zip here in the early going.
Lots of baseball left in this one as we're still early on, but you don't want to fall too far behind. They're already down by a bundle, and one of the things you want your leadoff guy to get on and set the table for the big boys to start driving in some runs.
Right there, and it's quickly 0-2 now. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Soft liner towards short, and one gone. So one gone now as we give you a look at where these two teams find themselves entering play in the National League's Eastern Division race. So striding in, Jose Arena. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Here comes the first pitch. And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Can't allow yourself to lose focus right here with the pitcher up. Got to stay on the attack. Minimize pitches against these guys and put them away early.
2-0 count. The pitch. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. On the run is Hoskins. He gets there and makes a fine running play for the second out. Here's Cameron Maben now.
Cameron Maben.
First pitch coming. Here it is. And looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1. Marlins are still on the lookout for their first hit of the ball game. Inside with the sinker, and that'll keep him honest at the plate.
Most good pitchers know that they have to work inside and sometimes even come off the plate to keep hitters from getting comfortable up there. I think that was part of the intent with that last pitch.
This is foul right side. The 1-2. Misses, ball 2.
He executed that 1-2 curveball pretty well. I think that's right where he wanted it to end up, but he couldn't get him to chase at it. We'll see what they go with now after that didn't work out.
Here now the 2-2. Is laid off, and the count runs full.
After two breaking pitches, there's a pretty good chance right now you're probably going to get something right in the middle of the strike zone to swing at. So if you're looking for it, go ahead and turn that baby loose.
Sent on the ground out to second. Hernandez scoops it up. They'll whip this one to first in time, and that ends the inning. Nothing across here this half. 3 innings complete. Philadelphia is on top, 5-0. Arlene Garcia answers the call from the pen here in the 4th as they didn't get the outing they were hoping for from their starter. So the batting order turns over now and set to go William Lee.
Even though they're up by a boatload early on in this one, you can't get complacent and get lazy. They got to keep the gas pedal down because this team that they're playing can strike and score a lot of runs too.
1 ball, no strikes to count. Count now, a ball and a strike. Hit on the ground out to short. Throw to first in time. 1 gone here in the 4th. Here's a look at the final line for the Marlins starting pitcher, and clearly he was off his game this evening. Digging in to try it again, Alexi Amarista. A hit and 2 tries for him so far. First pitch on its way. And he takes ball 1. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
We're seeing quite a few pitches up from him right now, and that can obviously be dangerous. A cold strike there, but he might need to lower his sights a little bit.
1 out, nobody on. And that one stayed up a little high.
1 strike.
Two and 2. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that is swung on and missed. He's down on strikes, and the first 2 are retired here to begin inning number 4.
Well, you gotta love a live young arm. He's got an electric fastball. If he can learn to harness that and work in his solid secondary stuff, he's going to have a really nice career on the mound. Not everyone is gifted with a fastball like that.
Standing in now, Cesar Hernandez, as he'll look at a slider that runs in too far for ball 1. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Here's a swing and a ground ball hit to Prado at third. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Phillies down in order, but they hold a 5-0 lead. Stepping in and ready for another shot, JT Realmuto, strikeout victim in his first try.
JT Realmuto.
And now pitch on the way. Tough one to lay off, called a strike. Now the 0-1. Lays off the sinker here, a ball and a strike. The 1-1. Misses for the second ball. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
If you're ever going to see a position player go to the mound, it's going to be in a situation like this. Get him to relax a little bit, focus on his mechanics, and get that fastball back in his zone. Can't allow this guy to lead off walk.
Into his motion. Here comes the 3-1. And that misses for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk that starts the bottom of the 4th.
They haven't been able to register a hit against this guy, but at least they have a base runner here. We'll see if that leads to something.
Riding in once again, Justin Bour comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. He's set, and the pitch. A changeup right on the outside corner for a strike.
Hey, this is a perfect opportunity for them to get on the board right now. Leadoff man has done his job. Now the middle of the order gets their shot at the plate.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. And he fouls this one off. Realmuto aboard here at first with nobody out. That misses 1-2.
Those 0-2 curveballs are really tough for guys to lay off. There's a reason it's such a common pitch in that count, but he did well to spit on it there.
Come on, Justin.
A bouncer up the middle. And the Marlins had their first hit of the game.
You don't see that too much in today's game. Most guys, it doesn't matter what the count is. They're looking to line it, drive the ball out of the ballpark. Not the case here. Good two-strike adjustment and able to punch a ground ball through a hole for a single.
Here's Starlin Castro as he lifts it in the air to right field. Altair is going to get there. 1 out. Ready for another chance. Martin Prado. He drew a walk his first time up. First pitch of the at-bat. A fastball that finds the outside corner.
This is absolutely a huge spot right here. They have to find a way to get something out of this half inning. I don't care if it's 1 run or 2 runs. You have to find a way to at least give yourself a little shot of confidence that you can get back into this one.
Swing and a miss, and he's in control. 0-2.
He's attacking this hitter a lot more aggressively than he did the first time when he faced him and issued a walk, coming right after him here.
Oh, 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. And a fastball just below the knees. Ball 1.
You know, there aren't many guys that could just spit on an 0-2 pitch like that. Maybe it fooled him. We won't ever know, but it worked out.
No runs, just 1 hit, and no errors in the game for the Marlins. Cue shot here out towards short. He gets dirty, but he can't make the play. It's a base hit. And they will hold that runner over at third as he'll move up only 90 feet, but the bases are loaded with 1 away.
Man, he got the front foot down right there, kept the front shoulder tough, and was able to stay inside that ball for a soft liner in the center field.
And that'll bring in the multi-dimensional Lewis Brinson as he'll take a look at a sinker here. Too low for ball 1. He's 0 for 1 thus far. The 1-0 finds the zone. Strike 1. And that fastball's too much for him there. 1-2.
With 2 strikes now and a runner at first, do you go for the strikeout or you're still looking for the double play ball?
This is a great spot to be in as a pitcher. You have 2 strikes. You can bury one for a potential strikeout, and at worst, keep the ball down in the zone. You might be able to turn 1 pitch into an inning-ending double play.
Hit back up the middle. Flips it underhand to second for 1. The relay not in time as he beats the throw by a step.
They couldn't turn the inning-ending double play. They just get the force out at second, and the runner scores from third.
Settling in now, J.T. Riddle, and their runners at the corners now. Throw over to first, and a dive, but he's back in. Looking to minimize the damage here. And this is on the outside corner for strike 1. Called strike. 0-2. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors in the game for the Marlins.
Let's go, Marlins!
In the dirt and blocked behind the plate. Good job to corral this quickly as the runners hold on. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. And a big strikeout there. They'll leave a couple of runners on base, and after a good start to the inning, they can't capitalize any further. Some more of the colorful characters here at the ballpark tonight. The 3 of us return with more Wednesday Night Baseball after this. Ready once again, Rhys Hoskins.
Leading off for the Phillies, left fielder, Rhys Hoskins.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And, oh, looked inside, but that's ruled a strike. 0-1. Hoskins comes into the day as the 2nd leading vote getter amongst left fielders in All-Star fan balloting, so we may see him in the Midsummer Classic this year.
Yeah, and he's been having an excellent season to date, making a push towards that All-Star game. Hey, fans, get out there and vote. This guy sits in 2nd place, but I'm sure he'd like to be named starter.
Lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
Great arm action on that 2-strike changeup right there, but even better job at the plate to take that one.
The 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Set to deal on 2-2. Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. Now another 2-2. Drives it the other way to deep right. Racing back, the right fielder on the warning track. He makes the catch.
Now batting.
Good time now to check out the Marlins Road to the Show report as you see a couple of players in the upper levels of the minors that have been making waves as of late. Striding in, Aaron Altair. He's 1 for 2 in this one. First pitch of the at-bat. A swing and a miss just out in front of that fastball. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. There's a strike. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he looks at a ball. 1-2. It's a 5-1 game here in inning number 5. And look out as that one ran in and got him.
Wow, I'm not sure if he was looking past this guy to the slugger coming up or just lost focus. But now the big bat steps to the plate with a great RBI opportunity.
So now Carlos Santana. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Now a snap move over to first. A dive, but he's back. Altair, a runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. Down the first baseline, but this will get foul for strike 2. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. The 1-2. Fouled off. Runner at first here, 1 man out. hit the other way out toward right field. Here comes the right fielder. He can't get to it. This one's down. And that runner will go no further than second as there are two aboard now. Digging in and looking for more, Michael Franco. A hit and 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. In tight here with the first pitch fastball. That's 1-0. Ball and a strike. The 1-1. Fouled away. The 1-2. Now a swing and a chopper foul right at home plate. Runners are at first and second with one away. Now a fastball, but that's easy to lay off, and it's back to even at 2-2.
After multiple pitches were fouled off, it gets a little disappointing as a pitcher. So you think, say, I'm going to throw one way off the plate and see if he'll chase it. Didn't happen.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. Very weakly on the ground. That goes foul, so he stays alive with 2 strikes. The 2-2 one more time. Breaks his bat as this one's popped up. Throw gets him. 2 down.
And you know, guys, if this bat doesn't break, it's probably a double play ball, but that just wasn't happening here. Good job to make sure of one, though.
In now, Andrew Knapp. As the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball. 1-0. 1 for 2 with a double on the ledger so far. And this is a fastball that's right on the black, but ruled a ball. It's 2-0 now.
Well, here's a guy we know is swinging it pretty well at the plate lately, and based on those last 2 pitches, I think I know why. He's doing a great job of putting himself in counts where he's likely to be successful.
A high fastball is in there. The 2-1 is laid off of for ball number 3.
Here's the game within the game. You have a better matchup on deck. You got a 3-1 count in this situation. Don't be afraid to put him on base and attack the next guy.
And ooh, might have thought it was high, but it's a strike. 3-2 now. The 3-2 pitch. Hit in the air to right field. And that gets over the wall now, but both runners will score anyway.
There's an interesting play right there. Base open. They elect to pitch to him. And what does he do? He hits a ground rule double, which forces the run from second and third to come in to score.
Stepping in now, Jake Arrieta. Swing here on the fastball, and this will get fouled off to the right side. No hits to this point. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Way in front of a great slider that time. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Played on the backhand. Throw in time, and the side is retired. So it's 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left. Home half of the 5th coming up. Phillies on top, 7-1. Up next from Miami, number 12, as we move past the halfway point in this one and begin the bottom of the 5th.
This one doesn't look good so far. Down by a boatload as we enter the middle innings. It's about time they get something going, and the last thing you want to do is fall behind where you have to score a bunch in the 8th and 9th inning.
Here comes the 0-1. Grounded back up the middle. Scooped up on the backhand. Throw just in time as they get him by an eyelash.
Now batting, the pitcher.
Johnny Givotella will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here with 1 gone in the inning.
Givotella.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded down the third baseline, but that'll get foul. It's 0-2 now. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Heavy sinker just stayed inside. Well, this one had the makings of a great pitcher's duel, but has developed into something of a lopsided contest. What do you make of this one, fellas?
Yeah, Matty, we are expecting a pitcher's duel in this one. It's working for one guy. The other guy, not so much. Didn't have good feel for his breaking stuff or his off speed and had to come over the middle of the plate. I don't care how hard you throw, Dan. In this league, guys will catch up to it.
You know what, Dero, you hit it. It's been the story of 2 really good pitchers, 2 power pitchers. One guy making good pitches, the other not making good pitches, leaving some balls out over the plate, and hence he's walking. It looks like he's going to walk away taking a loss in this one.
Left side. Oh, look at Bronco. The throw to first. It's there. He got him.
Great reactions on that one, and a good job to get down on the ground in time to smother it. Still had to get up and make the throw, and of course he did that too.
Here's Cameron Maben now. As he takes a cold strike at the knees, it's 0-1.
We're moving along in this one, heading into the middle innings. This guy continuing to pitch well, and one of the reasons why, first pitch strike ratio over 70% up to this point in this game.
Now a swing here as he flares this one over toward first, and that's in for a base hit. Make it a 1-for-3 game so far, and a good effort to bring it back in quickly, but he's in at second base with a double.
Everyone knows that this guy's numbers are not where he wants them to be so far this year, but you never know by that swing. He looked fluid and confident, driving that pitch for a double. We'll see if that gets him going a bit.
Into the box now, JT Realmuto, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike 1. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Oh, 1, here's the pitch. Curveball that time, not even close. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. A swing and a miss on a ball that jammed him. Now a hard liner, but this will be a foul ball. Maben at second with 2 down. Count even at 2-2 to the Marlins catcher.
You can do it.
The 2-2. Hit on the ground to short. And nothing will come of the 2-out double as the inning is over. Danger averted following the 2-out double. The three of us return with more Wednesday Night Baseball after this. Severino Gonzalez gets the call to pitch here, and he'll try to sort this mess out. He's going to try to at least eat a couple of innings for his guys. Now back to the top of the lineup, stepping in, William Lee. He'll do battle with a new arm out there in their half of the sixth. First pitch on its way. And looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1. Pitch on the way.
That's a strike.
Dribbled up the line. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the sixth.
Now batting, shortstop, Alexi Amarista.
Digging in once again, Alexi Amarista. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. A breaking ball taken at the knees for strike one. A wave and a miss, a tick behind a good fastball.
I know he's down in the count right now, and it's not looking good, but he's been swinging the bat so well lately. I don't think he minds this one bit.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Still no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 once more is looked at for ball 1. The 1-2. And it's fouled away. The 1-2. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Right fielder is on the run. He's got it, and there are 2 down now.
Now batting.
Ready for another shot now, Cesar Hernandez. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. He's ready. Here's the first offering. There's a fastball right over the inside corner.
To me, getting ahead 0-1, it's the most important pitch in the game, Matty. It puts the hitter on the defensive. I can only think of myself being in the batter's box. When I'm sitting 1-0, I am all over the gas, or I am allowed the opportunity to sit on something without fearing going 1-1. When you're down 0-1, your head's on a swivel.
Started to offer at it as an appeal goes down to Jerry Hillsdale at third, but Jerry says he held up. It's ball 1. The 1-2 is looked at for ball number 2. 2 out, nobody on. The 2-2 pitch is a fastball high, so it runs full 3-2.
Looked like he tried to elevate a fastball on that 2-2 pitch there, but kind of overdid it. With a pitch that high, it's pretty easy to lay off if you're the hitter.
Softly hit out toward short, and this will be taken down no problem for the final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia. They're on top 7-1. Standing in, Justin Bohr. And through 5 turns at bat, they've only mustered a total of 3 hits. Not terrible, but they're certainly not firing on all cylinders.
Well, it's getting a little bit too late in this game if this continues like this. In today's game, with so many dominant bullpen arms, you certainly don't want to wait until the 8th or 9th to try to wake the bats up.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Starts him out with a sinker that's inside, 1-0. Now some action in the Phillies bullpen as a right-hander begins to crank it up out there.
That's right. Wait for your pitch.
The 1-0 is taken, strike 1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
The 1-1. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul.
Back-to-back breaking balls. He just missed that one right there, fouling it away. Do not expect a third.
And great extension as he drives this one high in the air and deep the other way. Leaps, and he made the catch. He took one out of the stand. Santa Maria.
That was a pretty spectacular catch right there. A lot of guys mistime that jump because they're worried about the wall coming on. But he got it just right and hauled it in. Great stuff.
Here's Starlin Castro. As he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Arrieta gets the sign. Here it is on 1-0. And now here's a ball hit pretty well out toward right center field. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now. Digging in, Martin Prado. Last time through was a base hit. First pitch of the at-bat. And a neck-high fastball that time. Prado is unlike many of today's hitters in the sense that he doesn't have a lot of swing and miss in his approach at the plate. More often than not, he gets contact, and I'm sure that makes him a frustrating hitter to face from a pitcher's standpoint.
You know, he takes his chances when he has count leverage. Without question, 1-0, 2-0, you'll see this guy try and get nasty a little bit, but he stays within himself. He knows what his strengths are, and he tries to drive the ball right back where it came from.
Swing and a liner, but foul. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Won't go after the 2-1 sinker, and it's 3 balls and a strike now.
This is a good at-bat so far here with 2 away. If you're going to go down 1, 2, 3, at least make the guy work for it. He's doing that, and he's even gotten himself into a good hitter's count now.
Sinker misses, ball 4.
From left fielder, number 9.
Stepping into the box, Lewis Brinson. 0 for 2 with a run batted in for him thus far. First pitch of the at-bat. And that one right down Main Street.
Well, that's a tough pitch to take right there, right down the middle. But I think that happens when you're facing a good pitcher like this guy. The last thing you're expecting is one right down the pipe, and unfortunately, he let that one go, and he'd like to have that pitch back to take a good swing at that one.
Line drive to center field. And as it turns out, the 2-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that ends the inning. Marlins leave 1. They're down 7-1. Welcome back to South Florida. It's on to the 7th inning now with the Phillies out in front, and it's a good time to check out our game summary through the first 6 innings so far. Digging in now for Philadelphia, Rhys Hoskins. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. First pitch on its way. First pitch sinker misses in on the hands that time. It's a ball and no strikes.
Marlins have some action in the bullpen now as a right-hander is up and throwing. Now the 1-0 is laid off for ball 2.
When you're down 6 on the mound, you got to at least throw strikes here.
Now the 2-0 is in there for strike 1. Fastball is looked at for strike 2. And good patience to hold back on the curveball in the dirt. It's full now, 3-2. Aaron Altair waits on deck. Now the payoff pitch home. Hit high and deep out to left center field. Ranging back is Maben at the track. On the warning track, he makes the catch. So next to the plate for the Phils, Aaron Altair. He doubled earlier in the game, 1 for 2 to this point. First offering on its way. A swing and a miss at the good old Uncle Charlie. This one bounces off the pitcher. Safe after the recovery throw. Good effort, but now we have to wonder whether or not he's going to be okay.
You know, D-Row, as a pitcher, that can be so frustrating. You're taught to try to go out there and make quality pitches, and that was a really good pitch. And I would be willing to bet you he's surprised that that turned into an infield single.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's smiling. That hitter's smiling, running down first base, knowing he's got an infield single right there. He has no business. He'll line out probably 15 times, but it won't even out. You take him when you can get him.
And that's in there, base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Hey, that was a well-executed pitch down and away. Sometimes you got to tip your hat to the offense. That's a nice piece of hitting. Maybe not what he was looking for, but the result was there.
Standing in now, Michael Franco, and he fouls this one off. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far.
Here you go, guys.
Sinker, 1 ball, 1 strike. Altair over at second. Santana is over at first with 1 away. And that misses. 2-1.
Well, I know the last thing he wants to do is load the bases right here, so the pressure is on right now to get back in the strike zone.
Shut him down now.
The 2-1 home. Hit on the ground toward the left. Prado's up with it. Here's Castro for 1. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Around the horn they go. 5-4 to 3 to end the threat. The 3 of us return with more Wednesday Night Baseball after this. Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch here.
Your attention, please. These changes for Philadelphia. Now pitching and batting in the 7th spot, number 33. Now playing third base and batting in the 9th spot, number 4.
Now at the plate, JT Riddle. He'll try and do what he can to work toward cutting into this big deficit.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
1-0 the count. The 1-0 is taken for ball 2. And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1.
Pretty adamant about working him inside right now. Back-to-back fastballs, and that one was able to find the zone.
Three and 1 to the Marlins middle infielder. Hit hard on the ground towards second. And a good throw gets him one gone.
Now batting, number 12.
So striding in, number 12. He comes in 0 for 2 thus far. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Takes a high fastball for a strike. The windup and the 0-1. And it's 1-1.
In today's game, everybody's trying to work off the mound north-south, trying to elevate that heater. He wanted that pitch right there, but I can tell you as an offensive player, I'd rather give you 6 inches off east-west than to have you call that high fastball.
Oh, he pulls the string on the circle change. 1-2. The 1-2. Hit down the line at first. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. The 1-2. That misses, and we're even at 2-2.
Well, those were a couple of close pitches right there in the inner part of the zone. Hitters will tell you, pitches in that location are tough to do anything with.
Here now the 2-2. Hit out towards second. And that'll find its way into right field for a one-out single.
You know, D-Roll, the old school thinking sometimes is when you're going through a bad streak like this guy, any way you can get on a little jam shot, even though it wasn't pretty, maybe this could get this guy finally going.
Yeah, I can't tell you how good that had to feel right there. There's moments where you slap that donut off your bat, you don't even want to walk the home plate. You're scuffling so bad.
Derek Dietrich will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 32, Derek Dietrich.
Line drive base hit into the left center field gap.
Hey, there's a base hit right there. Now they have a couple of runners on with less than 2 outs, but they're down by so much in this game that hopefully maybe they can get something started here in this inning.
Yeah, 100%, Dan. I played the game a long time. I've never seen a big league hitter giving that bat away. You chip away and fight until that 27th out is made.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And they'll start him with a fastball that misses down and away for a ball. 1-0. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Got to find a way to execute either a good fastball down and away or flip something off speed for a strike. You cannot miss over the heart of the plate in these situations. The hitter is on high alert.
2-0 count, and the pitch. Line towards center field. A dive, but it'll get past him out in center, and this could roll till tomorrow. Around third and being waved on home. And he's in there safely as 2 runs come across to score away from the play.
All I know is a lot of comebacks were started with less. He ropes a triple, driving in a run and cutting the deficit to 4. A base hit here, and it'll be down to 3.
In now, JT Realmuto, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. From the stretch. Line to the right side. Base hit, and that'll get a run in. And not in time as the run scores.
Hey guys, he's lucky he's getting this baseball back. He hung that middle of the plate. The batter's eyes lit up and he was able to put good wood on.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Phillies, number 61, Everbrey.
Into the box, Justin Bohr, as it's on the ground toward the hole. And that gets through for a 1-out base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Now batting. Second.
Boy, that's one of the, I guess, the advantages of hitting with that hole between first and second base, D-Row. First baseman has to hold that runner on. That leaves that right side wide open.
Yeah, and credit the batter right there. Nice piece of hitting right there. Not trying to do too much. He took a look at the defense and saw where it was aligned and tried to beat him.
From the stretch. And he takes a pitch right down the middle. So far this season with runners in scoring position, Castro brings a batting average just a little over the 250 mark. The 0-1 delivery. Line down the left field line. But this is foul near the seats. Got him on the good slider there. Swung on and missed as he's down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him. And watching this at bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you can tell these things and exploit them.
Martin Prado now. 3 across so far in the inning and another 2 out there on base.
Yeah, Matt, this inning's really starting to get away from them on the defensive side of the ball. Stranding the rest of those guys out here feels absolutely essential for them at this point.
First delivery to him on the way. Sliders in for a strike. And that slider's almost in the dirt. Realmuto on second. Bohr at first. 2 out in the inning. And he lays off the pitch down and away. Ball 2. Now the 2-1 pitch is a ball below the zone.
Well, 2 on, 2 outs, and he's got himself in a great hitter's count. Just has to be careful not to get too aggressive. A walk would be good here, too.
Count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That fastball must have a little late life on it because that was right in the wheelhouse and he still wasn't able to get good wood on it.
Line drive to left. And he dives to make a spectacular catch. What a play there to end the inning. One more look at the full extension catch that strands 2 men on the base paths. The 3 of us return with more Wednesday Night Baseball after this.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Marlins, number 71, Drew Steckenrider.
Trying to pick things up where he left off, Andrew Knapp drove in 2 runs on a double in his last at-bat. He's set. Here it comes. First pitch is a fastball inside, 1-0. The 1-0 home is swung on and missed, strike 1. The 1-2 in the dirt, but swung on and missed. Realmuto recovers. The throw to first is in time, 1 down.
Well, you know you made a real nice pitch when you bounce it in the dirt and you still get the hitter to swing at it. That tells me that there's a lot of deception in that pitch right now.
Stepping in now, number 4, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. He'll enter play here with that average down in the low 200s. 3 homers and 6 RBIs. Swing and a miss, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2. Action in the bullpen now as a right-hander begins to throw out there. Can't quite get the low outside corner there. It's 1-2. Hot shot to third. Up with it now is Prado. Throw in time at first for out number 2.
Up next for Philadelphia, center fielder, William
So
Lee.
the Phillies batting order turns over and set to go. William Lee. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Outclassed by that fastball for a strike.
Yeah, you attack the zone and get a swing and a miss that late on your first pitch fastball. Good chance he's coming right back with the same thing.
2 out, nobody on.
That's a strike.
And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control. 0-2.
Hey, guys, that's just a nasty pitch right there. I can't tell you how many nightmares I've had about nasty sliders, and that's exactly what that was right there.
Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes now. And he lays off it to even the count. 2-2. High in the air out to center field. And Castro will make the catch, and that ends the inning. Phillies down in order. They hold a 7-4 lead.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Phillies, number 50, Hector Neris.
And that'll bring in the multi-dimensional Lewis Brinson. 0 for 3 with an RBI in this one.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan, a bloop and a blast. They could certainly use that right now.
Look out as this bat shatters on impact. Throw just in time, and oh, that was awfully close.
Oh, that'll make you smile as a pitcher. You make a good pitch, you blow the guy's bat up, and then you make the play yourself. In your head, you're thinking, nice swing, mate.
And next to the plate will be JT Little, as he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike.
Hey, let's not sugarcoat this. This is a huge half inning right here. They have to find a way to score a few runs. They do not want to face the closer, needing 3 runs in the 9th. That means game over.
Here's a splitter that's taken for a ball, 1-1. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. 1 out, nobody on. Outside, 2-1. Here's the 2-1. And he'll stay alive here, but just barely as this ball's chopped foul at the plate, and the count holds at 2-2. Hard hit ball to short. Gloved by Amarista. And very quickly there, they're 2 gone to start the inning.
Now batting, number 12.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, number 12. 2 away here in the 8th, and time's running out on him, Danny.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of outs left to work with, so it's time for someone to make something happen if they're going to get back into this thing.
First pitch of the at-bat. Fastball that just misses inside. There's a knee-high pitch that catches the zone. Took a wave at one around the shins with no luck.
You got to be paying attention as an offense in a hitter's meeting in this situation. When you got a guy on the mound that you know the bottom can drop out of any pitch he throws, you have to elevate your sights.
The 1-2 misses above the zone for a ball. The 2-2. Swinging a ball line hard towards short, but this won't get by the shortstop as he's there to take it in for the 3rd out. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. They're on the short end of a 7-4 score. Always a party in Miami Beach, not too far from us here at Marlins Park, set to begin the 9th inning in this one. Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Nick Whitgren will come on now, and he'll slide into the 7th spot in the lineup following the double switch. Tim Beckham is into the ball game as well, as he'll slide into the pitcher's spot, hitting 9th now on the double switch.
Number 3.
Ready once again, Alexi Amarista. He flew out in his last at-bat. Here comes the first pitch. And the first pitch is chopped foul at the plate at strike 1.
Let's get a K. Come on.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And he lays off for ball 1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Ah, horrible call. That was a strike.
flipped out the other way toward short. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the ninth inning gets underway.
Up next for Philadelphia, second baseman, Cesar.
Riding in once again, Cesar Hernandez. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. First delivery to him on the way. A fastball right down the middle for a strike. For the current campaign, Hernandez is carrying a slugging percentage under .350. Needless to say, he's not a big extra base hitter home run guy right here. A 1 pitch on its way. And a curveball that time that broke too low.
Tried to go with the nasty backdoor breaking ball right there. Good job by the batter to take that pitch, work the count even.
And now a bunt attempt here as he gets this one down. Prado barehanded. Throw not in time, and that'll go as a bunt single.
Now batting, left fielder, Reese Hoskins.
And that'll bring up the Sacramento product, Reese Hoskins. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Now a throw over, and he'll get dirty, but he's back in safely. He's set, and the pitch. Starts him out with a changeup off the plate for ball 1. Hernandez stands at first with 1 out. And he watches a called strike as this one bears in on him. 1-1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. And the 1-1 is in the air now out to center. And that'll get down for a base hit. Oh, and the throw back in is a wild one.
Dan, right here you see a situation where no doubles defense comes back to bite you. As a pitcher, are you even aware when guys are playing a foot off the track?
I'll be honest with you, D-Row. You're so concerned about on the mound trying to get that white ball to that dark brown or black glove that I never really ever turned around to even notice where they were playing. I was concerned about getting the guy out, swinging the bat.
A high fastball is in there. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Swings through it for strike number 2.
The guy on the mound must have a different scouting report than we have right here. This looks like a beautiful situation for a double play right here, but he continues to pound up in the zone.
Way outside. 1-2.
That's a great take right there. You knew the pitcher was going to try and expand the zone. 0-2 in a big spot, and he was able to spit on that one. Hopefully get something in the heart of the plate this pitch.
The 1-2. A swing, and he pops him up on the infield, and the infield fly rule will be in effect here.
I'm sure his eyes lit up when he saw that curveball hanging in the zone, but maybe he tried to do too much with it because basically he hit it straight up. No doubt he wants that pitch back, and the pitcher, he just dodged the bullet.
Carlos Santana will stand in here hoping to duplicate what he did back in the 2nd inning. Flash you back to take another look at a solo home run that helped get this offense rolling. Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch. In tight here with the first pitch fastball. That's 1-0. 2 men are on with 2 men out. Hit back up the middle. Throw on to first is in time, and the Phillies are turned away. They get nothing out of this situation as the inning is over. Phillies leave a couple. They hold a 7-4 lead. Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch here. Pat Neshek comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the ninth.
Now pitching and batting in the 5th spot, number 93, Pat Neshek. Now playing right field and batting in the 7th spot,
set to get his evening at the plate started, Tim Beckham. And it's been a real struggle for him with the bat so far this year, looking to get things turned around in a hurry.
Hey, not impossible, but highly improbable. Even when you're at home to score 3 runs off a closer like this guy, they've got the work cut out for him.
A ball and a strike.
1-1.
Called strike, and he's behind 1-2. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Really fooled him that time for the first out.
When your closer comes in and strikes out the first guy he faces, everyone on the team can kind of take a deep breath. Still have 2 more outs to get, but retiring that leadoff guy is always huge when you're trying to shut a game down.
Here's the first pitch to him. And that one just missed outside. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Too much bite on the sinker, and he's behind 2-0 now.
The last thing you want to do when you've got a 3-run lead in the 9th is give the other guys any sense of hope. It's a good time to challenge here on 2-0, especially since there's a good chance he's taking until he gets a strike.
Oh, right back to him on the mound. And he'll just flip this on to first for the 2nd out of the inning.
now batting, catcher, J.T. Realmuto.
Digging in and looking for more, J.T. Realmuto. He comes to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the 9th. Now the pitch. He'll hold off on the slider to start the at-bat. It's ball 1.
He's going to have to make adjustment on that slider away. He can't just make it a non-competitive pitch and allow these guys to take. He's got to start that a little bit more over the middle of the plate to get that swing and miss on the out-bat.
Smoke toward third. Throw on to first. He'll take care of him, and the Phillies have taken the rubber match of this 3-game set as this ball game is over.
Well, maybe a little bit of a problem is they had to wind up going to that bullpen quite a bit. 5 pitchers are going to combine to finish this one to get the win.
7-4 is the final score in tonight's game. The Phils took the lead in the 2nd inning and rode that until the very end. Jake Arrieta gets the win on the mound, his first of the year. Jose Arena worked only 3 innings in the losing effort. Pat Neshek records the save, his 5th of the year. So that just about does it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way on over to theshownation.com.